Hey everyone, in this video I wanted to teach you a style, a t-shirt style that I've seen recently on Amazon, online, as well as in stores. And this style is what I'm calling a panel style. So let me show you some examples of what I mean. So here are some examples that I found on TeePublic. You can see simple panels. This one's a 2x2 or 4 panels here. This one's also 4 panels, but it's got like a break in between the black line. And then this is 2x3 or 6 panels here. So very simple, just squares or rectangles with some color in them. But here's some examples of some bigger panels. So you'll notice this one's 3x3 or 9 panels here. There's also a 9 panel, and this one is 4x4 or 16 panels. All again, I found these on TeePublic. But I found these in store and on Amazon. So this one I saw in Las Vegas. Look at this. Kind of an interesting take on panels where some of it's inside and some of it's outside and some of them are crossed. And this one here is panels of different sizes with different dogs. I guess this is Paw Patrol, but you could do it with anything. And then this one here I found in store in Target. You can see the different panels. These panels have different sceneries, but what I like about this one is that they're all different sizes too. You got a long one on the bottom and 2 on the side and everything. So in this video, I wanted to teach you a more complex version of the panel style. I'm going to show you how to do it with Creative Fabrica and with Affinity Designer. I wanted to do that so that your designs can stand out. So you could do the 3x3 and the 2x2. Those are really easy. But I wanted to show you something how you can make yours even better than what's already out there. And I think this style that I'm going to show you can be used with any type of graphics, but I'm going to use one for Halloween since we're getting close to Halloween. But I'm going to show you how to find different graphics as well as how to put them together in Affinity Designer. So let's get into Creative Fabrica first and find some graphics. All right, so here we are on Creative Fabrica. There's lots of things on here. The reason why I like using graphics from here is because they're all going to be in a kind of a group with all the same styles. Now you could get your designs from Canva and Kiddo or wherever you get your designs from, but I like here just because, like, if we see a pack, you can see all these right here look the same style. All of these look the same style. We'll scroll down. All of these look the same style. So it's really nice to have that all the same style, especially if you're going to put it in different panels. You want them all to kind of match like the examples that we saw. So I'm going to just type in Halloween here. Again, you can do it with anything, but just because we're getting close to Halloween, let's do that. And that's what's nice about this. You can search and find things like all of this is one style. That would be a cool one. I'm kind of looking for one that has a lot of color and stuff. I think this one would be cool with the raccoons. Let me see if there's more here. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's kind of a different color, this pink Halloween. I'm going to click on it. And you can see it's that. I need to log in so it's free. So one thing you can do is get the yearly access, which I got, or you can just buy it per thing. So if you're buying it by itself, $4.50, not bad. You got all these things here, but you could download it for free, meaning you can try it out. I have a link I'll put the link in the description where you can try these out for free. You'll get 10 different things for free, but let me log in and I'll show you how to download it. Okay, now that you see that I've logged in my account, you can see it's not $4.50 anymore. It's free. So I'm going to just download this and click download. And it's going to go to my downloads folder. You can see it's all PNGs right here. So they're big PNGs that you can use, but we're going to use them and kind of shrink them down so that they can fit in the panels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of these, or one of these. I'm not going to use all of them, but I'm going to take one of these and put it in a panel and another one in a panel. And we're going to see how it looks by having kind of the same design in the panels and coloring the panels in the background. It will be great. It will look great. So after I download these, now I'm going to open up Affinity Designer and drag all of these in to see what works. So here I am in Affinity Designer. You can see I put it together with the panels, but I'm going to show you step by step on what I did. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an artboard. So if you don't have one yet, when you first begin, you're going to want to create an artboard. Since I'm already on here, I'm going to create this artboard on the side and make sure that it's 4,500 by 5,400. Boom. There you go. First step. Easy. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a rectangle, one rectangle first. So here, using my rectangle tool, I'm gonna come in here, and this is gonna just be like guides for it. So I'm gonna kind of eyeball it here, but I can also center it. So I'm gonna center it here, and then I'm gonna just grab guides from the ruler. So if you have your ruler up, all you have to do is drag it like this, and drag it like this. And I'm gonna do the top and bottom too. Drag it like this, drag it like this. This is really nice to just have the guides there for your panels so that you don't get lost. Another thing I like to do is to have the rule of 3, kind of break it up into thirds. And one nice thing you can do right here is like kind of guesstimate where thirds is, but then have this one, I'm gonna hold down Option and Shift and drag and match it right there. And I'm gonna do it again, Shift, drag, match it right there. And you can see it's not quite the whole thing, so I can grab all 3 and then drag it here. And now this is kind of a guide for thirds. So I'm going to drag the guides here and drag the guides here. And this is just to make it look aligned nice. I think a lot of us like to look at stuff and see, like, our brains kind of know that this is a third and a third, and just it lays out a lot better. I'm not exactly sure the science of it, but it works. So I'm going to turn it around like this and then stretch it to get the thirds the other way. So I'm going to go like this and like this. And again, grab my guides and go down, and my guides and go down. Now we can get rid of these. So all we'll have is this kind of 3x3. Now this is good if you want to just do the panels with the 3x3, that works too. Or if you want to do a square and do that instead of a tall rectangle, you can do it. But I'm going to do panels like this, and I'll show you what I mean. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to drag in all those PNGs. So all of these right here, I'm just going to grab them, click on all of them. So you can see PNG, 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 and except for this JPEG, that's just a thank you. So let me uncheck that. So all of these right here, you don't need that thank you. I'm gonna just drag it into here, and we're gonna see what that looks like. And I'm gonna close this. Now once I have all of these, I'm gonna just move it to the side like this. So not too hard, just move it off of the artboard. It can be anywhere, it doesn't matter. Whoops, I grabbed the guide. Put that back by doing Command Z, and don't grab the guides. You want to grab just the, no, I did it again. It's hard not to grab the guides. There's a lot of these in here. So you could use any one of these. What I noticed was one of them is kind of the words, and I'm gonna just put the words here, and we'll click on the artboard, and we're gonna, I like having the words kind of taking up 2/3 of it. So kind of like that right there. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see that it kind of goes over that 1/3. That's fine. That's totally fine. And then we can draw a rectangle right here, right? Just like that. And let's see what could fit in there. Well, we're using the crow. Oh, we're gonna go all the way down to that line. We just use our guides, right? I'm using the crow. I could have used this, right? I could just bring it down and maybe put it in there if I wanted to. That's totally fine too. But let's use the one that I used here, the crow, and I'll show you some tricks that I did. So first trick that I did was I flipped it because I want the beak to face in. If you're facing out, then people are looking out. But when you face in, you're actually pointing into the words, right? So a way to flip it is like that. Right there, the beak is pointing right there. And you can kind of size it down if you want, or size it up. I think what I did was I had the beak kind of point out like that and everything else inside. So let me show you that trick for it. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna crop it. So we'll get the crop tool here, and we're gonna just crop it to the rectangle. Now that we have the rectangle here, you can just crop it just like that. That's how easy it is to put it in. We didn't have to mask it or anything because the edges are straight. We can just crop it. But what about the nose here? Well, here's my trick for doing that. I'm gonna clip this. Oh, we didn't crop it all the way here. Let me make sure we get the top. Yeah, there we go. Okay, my trick for doing this is, you can see there's this one on the layers right there that I cropped. We're gonna do another one by hitting Command J. You can see it right there. And we're gonna crop it a different way. So this one's on top. Make sure you pick the one on top. And we're gonna crop it right here and down here and have the beak kind of just stick out, just like that. Boom. Now I believe, yeah, I think that worked. There's a little piece right there that I could probably get in closer. Let's see. There you go. There you go. And let's check all the edges. Make sure that the crop, the main one, is out to the edge right here. To the edge, and this one can be all the way down to that edge. And this one's all the way up to that edge. Boom. Oh, we didn't make the rectangle behind it to the edge. There you go. So that's our first panel. Now we can do other panels down here. Again, we can draw just rectangles like this and rectangles like this to kind of, we could do this one in this third here and then this one right here, but we're going to want to leave a little space. So let's do that. Let's just leave a little bit of space. I'm just eyeballing it, but just make sure these two kind of match, right? Like, make sure they're the same height. Yes. And then make sure that this is kind of the same as that. And you can kind of just eyeball it. And then there's going to be one more up here, right? And maybe give that a little space here. And maybe put that down a little bit. There you go. There's our panels. Now we just got to fill it. So the other one I used was that book. And one thing I like to do with some of the panels is I want to just break, like we broke this panel right here, which is kind of good to give some interest. Okay, everything's straight, but then the beak goes out. I'm going to do the same thing with this one where it's kind of breaking the edges here. You see? And then I can move this panel maybe a little further out, and this panel just a little further, maybe like that. It doesn't have to be thirds all the time. Like we did the thirds here, but sometimes you have to make the panel just fit the back, the graphic, right? So if the graphic's a little bigger, you know, kind of play with it and see if maybe that fits it better. All right. And then we use this one right here. Where is he? Right here. Nice. Again, we can make it as big or as small that we need. So maybe we want this one to come out like that. Maybe we want the skull here, but not the legs. And so let's crop it. I'm gonna do it a little different than what I had it, just to show you. Maybe I can crop it right there. I can crop this down to there, right? Because we want that straight edge on the bottom. And maybe we just need the skull there to come out. That would be cool, right there. Now, if we just want the skull, again, we can do the same thing as the beak that we did here. So we could actually bring this one all the way in, right? And then make sure we copy it. I'm gonna do J again and do the one on the top. We can change the crop to make sure that we have the skull in here, right there. And maybe that star. There you go, the skull and the star. See, so that I did that a little bit different than this one where, oh no, that did have the skull and the star. Maybe I just made this bigger. Let's see, grab that rectangle, make it come out. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. It's supposed to be, I was holding the crop tool. We want the move tool, just the black. Okay. And there we go. Pretty cool. And now we're gonna have to do this crop different. So let's go in here and crop it to there. So not exactly the same as this one, but you can see it still works. And we can color the squares different colors too. So that's one thing that I like doing, is each square is a different color. You might have seen those in that example. We'll come back and color it. Let's just do the popcorn looking skulls here. Here it is. Now, a lot of times if they don't fit, that's why you kind of make them bigger to fit the width. And if the height doesn't fit, then you can just crop it down so that it does fit the height. So I can come in here and I just crop it down to that, right? And maybe crop this so we don't have that right there, or maybe it does crop just right into there like that. And this one, well, I kind of like that sticking out, so that's kind of cool. All right, there you go. Pretty cool, right? So let's color the background. So we have all our rectangles here. So let's make sure we got the right one. And the way I got these colors is I'm choosing colors from the artwork itself. So we're using the same color palette, right? So if we want like a light blue right here, we'll pick this one and we just color it. Boom. Maybe we want a dark one for this color. Let's grab that square so you can see the squares here. It would be nice to label them too. I didn't label my rectangles. I could say bottom right, bottom left, middle, and all of that so you know what rectangle you're talking about. But since there's only 4 of them, that's got to be one of those hit and miss. So I'm gonna do maybe the darker, like this one right here, and see how that comes out. Yeah, right, that's kind of cool. Or if you want a little bit lighter, maybe it's that color there. I think that's still the same color. Let's see, what else did we do for this one? We kind of used the yellow. So I'm gonna click, you can see it's clicked right there. And I'm gonna come in and maybe use this yellow right here. Boom, so now we have all kinds of different colors. And it looks good on white, but let's try it with different colors here. Again, I was using this one color, then that works. And if you wanna get rid of the guides, you could grab it and throw it up like that. Or one thing in Affinity Designer is you can go to View and then go to Show Guides or Hide Guides. You can do that. You can see it's all hidden. Or you can, let me undo that. Whoops. It doesn't undo the guides. You can show guides. If you came in here to View and you went to Guides, these are all the guides for that artboard. And if you wanted to get rid of them, you could click on each one of these and hit delete and delete if you don't need them anymore. Hide and show guides is pretty good because you don't know if you're going to need them anymore. But if you're really sure you don't need them, you can get rid of them too. So let's try different colors. I'm going to try black for Halloween. Yeah, that still works really good. Let's see, red. I think that works really well. I think I like this this pink one. Let's see, blue. That's not bad. So it kind of works with everything. And if you want to put another panel back here, you could. Like, let's use this right here, and I'll just make sure it's in the back. You can see that would still do the panel thing, but I kind of like it not having the background, so I left it out. So there you go, very easy way. Now, again, you could have used any one of these. I've used these, but if you wanted to, let's change this to let's change this one to this. We could do that. Come in here, right? We're trying to leave out the words, so make it bigger than the words here. And let's see what it would look like. Again, you'd use your crop tool and make it crop in like that. Make it crop in like that. Right? And if you notice your crop has something that you don't like, maybe you can make it bigger, like make it come out like that and crop it again. Come in here like that. That one I didn't like so much because you don't get the full picture. So I would do something that has a better picture and maybe not the words. So let's try another one. That one might have the words. That one might have words. This one might be okay because there's no words except for the bottom, and we can kind of use it to have it break out of the frame a little bit. So I'm sure that E doesn't get there. Yeah, cool. So we can just come in here. Now play around with it, see if you like it breaking the edges, or if you don't like breaking the edges, maybe you want to break it out just on one edge here. You can come in here like that, and it's just breaking out on that edge. That's kind of cool too. So have fun with it. You can do it with anything, any one of these or any of the other ones that you've seen on Creative Fabrica. It could be Halloween, or it could be sports. We saw outdoors, we saw cats. Like you could have a whole different version of cats or different types of dogs. Like the way you can do these panels are endless. And again, you don't have to do the long one here. You could put the long one on this side. Like some of the other ones, you saw 2 long ones here and 2 short ones. Like have fun with it, play around. It doesn't have to be equal every time. So you could do a super long one. It would depend on the graphics that you have in your pack, right? So if there's something that's more square, you may want a more square one. If there's something tall, you might want a tall one, and so on. But yeah, I think this is a really cool one that you can use a lot of the things in the pack, and this will be your own design because it's so different. Like nobody's going to come up with this combination of colors and different things. And again, it's using that style with the panels that it's really popular right now. So there you go. That's my tutorial for panels. This one's more of an advanced one. But I think a lot of people can do this. It's basically making rectangles and then cropping it or not cropping it into that shape, and then kind of seeing what you want to stick out and what you want not to stick out. A reason why I love this, again, like I said, is because you can be so original with it, and it's going to be something that nobody else has done. Even though you're using graphics that other people might be using, they're not going to put it in this way, in your way, because yours is going to be different. So have fun with it. If you want to see a much easier technique, I have this video right here that does just text designs. If you haven't seen that one right here, I'll put that. It's just text, and it's super simple if you want some designs that are super simple. But if you want to challenge yourself, I think this one would be really cool. Thanks again for watching, and as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.